This is Robyn with onlytheinspired.com. I'm here with the beautiful Teresa Ball. So she is a coach, kind of like a broker. She's a travel agent broker, and she's got a very cool story, and so I'm excited for you to meet her. So, Miss Teresa, in a couple of minutes, describe who you are and how you help people.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Robyn. Thank you for this opportunity to talk.
No problem. I'm actually going to switch the view. Go ahead. There we go.
Okay. And I thank you for this opportunity, and I thank you for what you're doing just to inspire people and help people to become all that they can be, because that's really on my heart. That's what is something that's very dear to me. So I am Teresa Ball. I am a wife, mother, and grandmother, and I am a travel professional. Kind of like you were saying, a travel agent broker. Think of a real estate agent and a real estate broker. They're different in that real estate broker, he's a real estate agent, but he has a whole team of real estate agents that work for him. And so that's what I am. I'm a travel agent. I get all the benefits and I set my own hours, work for myself, but I get to train a team of travel agents, and I get the benefit of that too.
Yay. Yay. So how did you get started in that business? Was it one event? Was it a series of events, or how did you get there? What did you do before also?
Well, actually, I've always liked education. That was my thing. And I homeschooled all 6 of my children.
Brave woman.
Journey of over 30 years from birth to high school graduation. And then near the end of that, as you know, we were down to the last few children in high school and getting ready to graduate, I was really starting to think about what next, you know, and thinking about how I could just do something to earn some extra money for our family. Well, that's when my friend, she specializes in that and helping people start their own business, she introduced me to a home-based business. And so then the rest is history. I discovered that I was a businesswoman and an entrepreneur. I discovered things about myself that I didn't know. And that journey kept on going as I started my business.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay. And that had to have been very freeing after being home with the 6 kids for the 30 years. I mean, you're basically there all the time because they don't go to school. So that's very cool. So describe your ultimate vision for your business.
Well, I have a worldwide vision. I want agents everywhere. But my vision is really to help. I'm in love with freedom. That's my heartbeat, is freedom. And I want to be able to give people what I've experienced, the freedom of, you know, I not only got that extra supplemental income, but I started learning about the freedom that opens up when you start developing those gifts and talents within you, and the time freedom, the financial freedom, and the travel freedom. I get to travel places that I never would have imagined. So that's something that I want to give to other people.
Can I ask what kind of discount people get when they become a travel agent?
Well,
or is that on the scale? I'm just curious.
Well, we have to watch compliance. We can't lure people into being a travel agent, but I tell you, there are very special benefits, because just think of it this way. When you become a travel agent, you have just partnered with every major vendor in the world. In our company, in my company, what I introduced to you, get the privilege of, you're not limited to any certain vendor. So it's not just Disney, or it's not just a certain cruise line. You are a partner, and they hold you in very high regard. They want to promote you as much as you want to get clients and help clients get, book clients. So what they're going to do is they're going to they want you to be as familiar with the product as they can. So they're going to give you special benefits so that you can come experience their travel. And of course, they're going to treat you very special, because they'd rather you book Royal Caribbean rather than Carnival, or Holland America would rather you book them rather than Norwegian. So they're going to give you the royal treatment and show you why you should direct your clients towards them. But of course, according to what your clients want.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that, the discounts can be, I think I just have to be careful to be in compliance with
and that's.
So a lot of times travel agents are offered 50% or better. So I'll just say, I think that's common knowledge. So I can't give you specifics, but when you're a travel agent, you'll know.
I was just curious. Interesting, because I never knew,
Yeah. To be honest, that's why a lot of travel agents become, join in this business, is because they just want to travel more, and they don't have the money. So they want to save money on their own travel and then be able to make a little extra money just by helping their family and friends. And when you start traveling, then you have the experience to say, hey, I did this. It's so fun.
This was the best. Yeah.
And then you start booking for what you love.
Right. And that makes total sense. It's like, oh, we just went on the best vacation ever. You've got to try this. Yes, I totally get that. So what beliefs do you have that set you apart from your competition? And I'm a collaboration, not a competition, but technically you can only book travel, on vacation, you can only go through one person. So what beliefs do you have that kind of sets you apart?
Well, I would say that excellence in what we do, because when you join with my team, we're going to train you. A big part of how you want to go to your business is how you will market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an entrepreneur, but you're like a few years ago when I started out in the travel business, there was so much that I didn't know. And we're going to provide specialized trainings. Not only we'll give you access to the travel agent trainings with every vendor, so you won't be limited. You'll be able to choose your own niche, whatever that is that you want. But on my particular organization, joining with me, we live by the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And we don't have a competitive spirit. We have a family spirit, and we want all of our agents to be well equipped. So we're going to provide courses and trainings that are optional. But if you want to take your business to another level with a YouTube channel, maybe you want to have a travel channel on YouTube or Instagram, building your stories, or social media, or maybe it's networking offline. How do I don't want to do social media. How do I do it offline? And teaching you about, events with the chamber and things that don't cost you money to meet a lot of people and to build your business. So I think that just the really being interested in helping other people reach their full potential, to be able to completely develop themselves to reach the level that they want to in business, that really sets us apart.
To give them all the tools that they need, not just travel tools, but here, let's support your
personal
business
development tools.
Mm-hmm.
Personal development tools, because really it's all up here. The level that you'll take your business to is what's, how well you can overcome your fears, your limiting beliefs. And so it's that big personal development element that we have built into our business as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, because we all need that as entrepreneurs.
Yes,
and we talked about that a little, when we were off camera.
Yes, and that's really, Robyn, that is what I want to provide for my team in particular, is because, when I started making money, I thought that was so exciting and it was great. But, after a couple of years in business, I realized, and this was actually a few years before my travel business, when I was in another business that I had started, the personal development was the greatest reward. And I said, I would do this even if it weren't for the money, because the personal development that I experienced brought me the richness to my life. My quality of life went so much higher. And it was really rewarding when my daughters looked at me and they says, wow, Mom, because they were just young adults at that time, and they said, you were really blossoming, Mom. And that was a compliment that I think I could have ever got.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, these are kids that you had at home with you all the time. And so you were their main role model, and that's awesome. Yay. So what was the hardest thing for you to overcome when starting your business?
Well, I've already mentioned it. My hardest thing in the beginning was overcoming my own fears,
Mm-hmm.
doing it in spite of being scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
And to share my business, to talk about my business, because it was basically recruiting. But I learned one of the great things that overcomes my fear is just really caring about people. And that was one of the personal development aspects that I really learned to develop, going deeper with people and enlarging my circle of influence through developing relationships. But overcoming my fears and my own limiting beliefs, because there were things that I didn't realize that I believed about myself that was holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
And so probably the hardest thing to overcome, the first hurdle. But then a couple of years in, the secondary challenge I had was my marriage. It was really being challenged because I was changing. I was becoming, a lot more outgoing, developing relationships with a wide variety of people and just really growing. And it just presented a challenge to my marriage. And there came a point where it was so bad that I was like, is it the marriage? Do I need to give up my marriage? Do I need to leave this marriage? But I got to thinking my whole goal in the beginning was to help my family, to, if I thought that if I lost my marriage by gain a business, is that really a victory? Is that a win? And so I didn't want that to happen. But then I got to thinking, on the other hand, I don't want to give up this business. I love my business.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, how can I make this work? And so I really had a challenge of figuring that out. But I did find a solution, and I decided I wanted my marriage and I wanted business. I wanted both. I wanted the best of both worlds, and I got it. And I do have a thriving, wonderful, happy marriage now, and I have a wonderful business. So that was quite a journey, but I overcame that. And that was one thing that I like to help people with too, because you will face challenges that you never could have imagined when you start in business. And I like to help people become unstoppable, never
Mm-hmm.
bad day, and to really get the goals that they're after deep in their heart.
Right. Well, because that is my next question is, do you have the support network of friends and family in your business, or is this something you're doing no matter what? So, because it's really important. So your husband, I'm sure, had a idea of who his wife was, right? That you
Yes.
played that role for 30 years or longer, doing that one role, and now you're in a whole different role, and it made his, alert, something going
Yes.
on, and I'm not super comfortable with it. So how did you work through that? Was it making him comfortable? How did you do that? Because there's lots of people going through the same thing right now, where it's a butting of the heads, and they don't want to pick one or the other. But how do you work through that? Because so many people struggle.
Yeah, it was a moment I call, and I have a little plaque that sits on my nightstand, and it says choose love. And really, I think there came a time where, we were arguing and like you said, butting heads a lot. And it was over really small things. But it was because of that underlying reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes humility. You have to humble yourself, and you have to, one thing is neither one of us liked the arguing. And so we both agreed that we didn't want that, but it takes both of you. And even if two people, it takes two to argue.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the choice that I'm not going to. And that took practice. I messed up, I'd say I'm not going to do it. And it took humility and choosing to love him, truly love another person. I really learned a lot about love that particular year, when I was challenged to choose love. But at the same time, you can't not love yourself, because you have to be, and I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean that in a way that if you don't have anything to give, you have to fill up your own cup first so that it overflows onto other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really had to let go of a lot of the hurts and let go of what was past. And I realized that I was really focusing, when it came to our relationship, I was focusing on the problems. If you focus on whatever you focus on, you'll get more of.
You'll get more of. Uh-huh.
Principle. It's one of my personal development things I learned. And so I thought, what's the solution? I need to focus on the solution. What do I want? I have to focus on what I want. I want a loving, healthy relationship. And so that's what I focused on. And when I started focusing on creating that love in our marriage, that's what started happening. And he started seeing that change in me, that even though I am committed to my business, but I am also committed to him. And so, if you love something, you'll give time to it. I gave lots of time to my business. That was easy. Mm-hmm. It became harder to give him time. So what you love, you'll give time to. So I started giving him his time and giving him more time because I did love him. And the example for our children, what I wanted to give our children. And one of the biggest things is that I'll talk in a little bit about leaving a legacy. That was very important to me, the legacy that I would leave. And so those are just some of the things that I did. But I don't want you to think that I did not neglect myself and my business. I did both. And you can do both. It is doable. Many people have done it. Many people have lost that battle. And I wanted to win the best of both worlds. I wanted to have both. And it is doable. So on a personal level, when you're on my team, any kind of personal issues like that, things that you have to work to make your business successful, because you don't want to, if possible, you don't want to lose your marriage, lose your family, and have a business. You've heard probably many stories of that. That happens. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's because you can't control this other person, so sometimes it's inevitable. There's cases like that. And I would never encourage anyone to stay in an unhealthy relationship. Either make it healthy, or sometimes you do have to leave.
Right. And I appreciate you being vulnerable and honest about that. And yeah, sometimes they're threatened. Where are they going? Are they planning on going without me? And so sometimes you might need to put that extra attention, trust me, let me grow, but I'm still here for you and I'm going to love you as much as I can. It's not a business or you. I want both. And being honest with that. I know there's lots of people that struggle with that. And, a lot of people, they'll choose a relationship. Of course, you're married, but then they feel like they just lost a big chunk of who they were. And so then it's might not be a very fulfilling thing. Yes, I'm in the relationship, but there might be a little regret, a little resentment at the same time. Right. So if you can find that balance, and so I love that.
Yes.
Just, love more and, consciously make sure that he feels more loved. And so,
be fully present.
Yes. So what is your favorite thing about your business?
Well, I love the people and I love the relationships, the friendships that we've built. And I know that, because those are lifelong friendships. I choose who I work with, Mm-hmm. But I would have to say that it did open up a whole new world of travel for me, the potential and the possibility to travel, because what usually kept me from traveling was money. Mm-hmm. My business solved that problem, and it gave me the ability to travel more because I could save money on my travel, and then I was also making money. So.
And you knew probably much more about travel than you ever did before, right?
Oh, yeah.
You probably never knew that you could go do this and that. And it's like, oh my God.
Exactly. I have learned so much. It has opened up so many windows and doors to go through. It's such a big, wide world out there.
It is. And, some people, like, if it was me by myself, I'd be afraid to book a vacation by myself or, with my kids or whatever, because it's uncertain for me. Other people, it's like, oh, let's do this. I'm all right. That is all you take care of all the details, because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know where to go or where to start, and I wouldn't know what the culture is there, and if you're gonna be
and that's exactly like what we help people with as travel agents, or just if you want to join the business for your own personal travel, you will learn all those things for yourself, but also for our clients. We make sure that they're going to, like, some of my favorite vendors I was talking with you about that are ones that provide 24/7 support in the country that you are there, where you are at. Because it's kind of a scary feeling to know that you're in a foreign country and you're there all alone. So those are some of my, and so I, tailor the travel to my client.
And having somebody in that country, that would make you feel so much better than, okay, I need to call Teresa, and I know it's like 2 a.m. right now for her, but
but not only that, what can I do when I'm here? So people who want that security, I provide them with somebody who, you have someone in the country with you. You can call them 24/7. And they can help you.
Now that would make a lot of people feel so much better.
Yes.
So what inspires you? What are you passionate about? And it doesn't have to be business.
Well, I am passionate about education. I think that, everyone should have a mentor. If whatever you want to do, or so many people struggle and they are frustrated because they don't have someone who has walked that way already. Mm-hmm. If you want to do something, if you want to have something, find somebody who has it. Find somebody who's already done it. And so I'm a big believer in mentors. I'm very passionate about mentorship. That's why I educated my kids. I wanted to be that influence on them. But I also wanted to teach them. I wanted to be able to help them be apprenticed by people that could help them. And that was a big part of our homeschool. We were very out of the box, the light-directed learning, and they were with mentors and apprenticeships and whatever tools and people and places that could help them learn what they wanted to learn. So, but I'm very passionate about education, mentorship, personal development, and those are some of the things I'm passionate about. I'm very into like healthy living, expanding your mind, growth and contribution. Those are, I think, and I want to be able to give that to other people. I want to be able to help them to grow. I really believe that everyone has inside of them a treasure. God, their creator, the one who made them, put that treasure inside of them. But it's our responsibility to find that treasure and bring it out, make the most of it, and give it out and give it away to the world. Growth and contribution.
Are you a Tony Robbins fan?
Oh, yes.
Because those are two of the human needs, and those are the two human needs that you need for fulfillment is growth and contribution. So I was just curious.
Yes. Yeah. Tony Robbins, and maybe you're going to ask me who inspires me?
Yeah, that's my next question.
That would be one of my first mentors, someone who I spent a lot of time with, was Jim Rohn. Not in person. Really? We have all of his, his recordings and things. So Jim Rohn is one who inspires me.
And he was Tony's inspiration.
Yes. That's probably why I like Tony too.
I love Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've done 6 events, and that is my ultimate happy place, is to be at those events, because you have the gamut of full emotions and just people working through their stuff and you just feel so alive, and you're exhausted and excited, and I love that. So the last question, the big question, if you could leave one tip or one golden nugget for the people listening, and it was the only thing you could tell them and your only chance to say it, what would you say? Big question.
Say that I would like to encourage everyone, you have greatness within you. You have unique gifts and talents that if you do not bring those out of you and give them away to the world will really be missing something. So I would encourage people that you have greatness within you. Find it, develop it, and give it away.
Bravo. Yay. I love that. Yeah, because, you know, you could take your dreams or your gifts to the grave with you, or you could share them. People, we are all here for a certain reason, and people, there are people who are waiting for you to come out and share what your gift is. And I love that. That's awesome.
Yes, actually, you know, I have a daughter who went through a tragic experience, and she's still in the midst of it, you know, becoming legally blind when she was, after she just had her newborn baby, she became legally blind. And it was quite a transformation. She didn't know how much sight she would lose. They're still working on it, and it's been 2 years. But I told her one time, I says, you know, your story, you need to share your story, because what you've been through, you are the answer to someone's prayers, how you overcame your struggle and how you, you know, went through that. How did you make it through?
Because there's others that need to
and
hear
there are
that.
other people that, you know, your story has value, and there are other people who are praying to hear your story, to know how you made it. They're looking for answers.
And even if it's a story you don't think others would want to hear, there are those that are begging for something, for somebody to understand where they're at. And when you actually speak up, it's like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Right, because, you know, when you're going through a trial, a struggle like that, you feel so alone, like you're the only one going through this. And so a lot of times, you know, what's inside of you, how you've been through, how you made it through, your unique gifts and talent, you have to give it out, give it away.
And I think it's Tony and Dean Graciosi that talk about your message. And that's exactly that. You know, she never expected to lose her eyesight or whatever. Neither did these other people. But how you overcame that, how you dealt with it mentally, all that kind of stuff will help somebody else. That is her message. That's awesome. I love that.
Right.
So is there anything else that you would like to share before we give them a way to reach you, just in case they're interested in becoming a travel agent?
Well, I would just say that, you know, whenever we grow a business, we partner with someone, you know, it's a lot easier to do it on a team. And so, yeah, if you'd just even like to find out more information about the travel business, how to be a travel professional, what kind of opportunities are available, that's the people I'd like to, people who think, you know, sometimes you resonate with someone, sometimes you don't. And I would just like, you know, if you have any interest at all, it sparks something in you, your wheels started turning, just reach out to me. I'd be glad to talk to you.
Awesome. So, and how you would reach out to Miss Teresa is just send her an email, and that's teresaballtravel@gmail. So TeresABALL travel, TRAVEL @gmail.com, right? So just send you an email saying I'm interested in learning more about travel, and then we'll
connect personally, and just I will provide the information that you need to know about our organization, our company, how you get started, how I can help you. And one thing is, you know, and I'll be with you if you do decide to make travel your business. I will be there every step of the way for you. So
awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. I learned a lot about what you do. Yeah, because I haven't done very much traveling at all. Only really in the States, besides little Niagara Falls action when I was 12. Yeah. So that's my only jaunt out of the country, was in Canada and Niagara Falls. But very cool. I appreciate you being here. I think you have a heart of gold. I'm super excited. And thanks for sharing your struggles and stuff like that. People need to hear that. They really do. And that's one of the reasons why I do this, is because it's not easy breezy for everybody right from the get-go. And it appear that from the outside, it's like, look how easy that was. Well, no, we all have our little struggles that we go through.
Yeah, there's a phrase. You see my glory, but you don't know my story. You don't know what it took me to get here, you know?
And the stories are what connects us. It's like,
Yes.
I totally get her. I resonate with her. I love that. Yay.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Thank you everybody for listening. And one more time, the email, if you want to contact Miss Teresa, is TERESABALL, like football, right? Ball,
yes.
travel, TRAVEL @gmail.com. And
yes.
she will answer you, and then you guys can connect and go from there. So anyways, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.